Hi everybody and a warm welcome to our Wave Italy Professional Training Center. Passion, full dedication, professional competence are the key points that move me and my team day by day in the effort to deliver the best driving simulation experience. As many of you already know, our technical and R&D headquarters is in Maranello, the famous land of motorsport. But today we are in our location in Verona, where we created a new proposal for the training of professional pilots.
Nice to meet you. I am a professional racing driver and professional coach. I was kart world champion in the endurance series, and I race and test many different racing cars, including Ferrari Formula 1. I have been working with simulators for years to improve my technique and to train a lot of talented drivers. Now I tell you what we can do for you. Here we have two professional simulators that can work together, so I can help you to simulate some different racing situations, as the start, overtaking different parts of the circuit, how to defend your position, and the most important, how to be consistent under pressure. With our know-how, we have developed the physical model of the vehicles with maximum accuracy. With this training, you will improve your skills and your sensitivity. Our tracks are in laser scan, and we also develop the different weather conditions. We can also work together with our live telemetry. I can watch many data and channels and tell you immediately what is fine and what you have to do better. You can train every day, and I look forward to passing you all my experience to help reach your best results. Remember, great results need hard training. I am ready, and you?
Okay then, thanks for your attention. We are ready to welcome you here. We do our best to have the champion of today and tomorrow. Ciao and see you soon.
Like a child, you wanna keep it, but your shiny eyes reveal the simple truth.
For only €5 a month, experience every high-definition moment on your TV, tablet, phone or PC. Great teams, great moments, and so much more. TSN from Melita is your ticket to stay in the game. Visit melita.com/sports.
A good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to round number 6 of the Wave Italy V8 Championship here at World Pro Racing. We are getting ready for the penultimate round, the last 3 races. Today we have 2 races at Sandown Raceway. My name is Felix van Delft. On the broadcast, we've got Justin Mifsud. Race director is Adrian Figallo, and stewarding, we've got George Muscat once again. Like I said, today 2 races at Sandown Raceway. Quite an interesting track, about 3 kilometers long, so not the longest track that we have on the calendar, but also definitely not the shortest. We've had some quite short tracks already. Lap time is, I would say, around 1 minute and 8 or 9 seconds. We'll have to see what the drivers are able to do in this practice session. Right now we have a 10-minute practice session. After that, we will go to a qualifying session of 10 minutes, and after that we have a race session of 15 minutes. Then after that first race session, another qualifying session of 10 minutes, and then another race session of 15 minutes. So 2 races today, and then we have a 90-minute race coming up next week at Bathurst. That's definitely something that you want to tune in for. Now let's have a look at the championship standings. We've had Adam Pinches absolutely dominate the championship so far. Only one race that he hasn't won. Last time around, last week, he was able to win both races once again. Both of them with over 10 seconds to Daniel Stremer, who finished in second behind him. So a very, very nice performance from the Hungarian driver Adam Pinches. The gap between him and Daniel Stremer behind him in second is now 45 points. Considering after this race, there's only 50 points to be given away. That means that if Adam Pinches wins this race, then he has won the championship. If he finishes second, somebody else wins, then we'll have to redo the calculations for the next race, for the second race. But for now, let's say if Adam wins this first race, then he is most definitely the champion of the Wave Italy V8 championship. And he will be getting, if he wins, he will be getting a Wave Impetus Sim Pedal Pro set, which is worth over 500 or 1500 euros, which is something that I think everybody would like to have, and I'm sure he's looking forward to trying his best to win today and then winning those pedal sets. So let's have a quick look at what the drivers are doing on the track at the moment. There's still about 5.5 minutes remaining in this practice session. And currently leading that session is Adam Pinches with a 1 minute 8.4, with almost a second, about 8/10 of a gap to Nathan Mifsud behind him. It's quite close there around the second, third and fourth places, with Sheldon Muscat and Daniel Stremer not too far behind Nathan Mifsud as well. But let's see. Let's have a look at what Adam Pinches is able to do. As I said, although he pulls into the pit lane. So let's have a look at Nathan Mifsud instead, in second place at the moment. The Sandown Raceway is an interesting track. It's quite quick. It has quite a lot of quick corners, but also has some hard braking zones. Quite long straights as well, especially the back straight from turn 4 down to turn 9 is quite a long way. But let's have a look at Nathan as he is coming around the final corner to start another lap. The start-finish straight is also quite long, so I think we'll see quite some overtaking opportunities down these two straights. Coming into turn 1, braking around 120 meters. The curbs are quite high, so you need to be careful, don't hit them too much. And a bit of a chicane, turn 2, turn 3. Again, high curbs, you need to be careful. Then the walls are very close here, so mistakes will be punished. If you brake a bit too late or have a bit too much oversteer, you will end up in the wall. Then down the back straight, quite long, you go uphill a little bit, so top speed will be around, is it 260, then braking into turn 6. Longer left-hander, a very quick section of this track, 7-8, and into turn 9, hard braking for that again. Bit of an hairpin. Then on the power for a small straight from turn 9 up to turn 11, 12. Down to second gear for this final corner. And then onto the power again. Coming across start finish to set his lap time, and that is a 1 minute 09.292, so nice lap time for him. Putting himself in 4th place at the moment. Obviously not the quickest guy on track yet, but it's very close between Muscat and Mifsud at the moment, and Daniel Stremer and Adam Pinches are getting close to each other as well. although Pinches is still about 3/10 quicker than what Stremmer has been able to do so far. But both of them in the 1 minute 8 so far. Let's see, we've got about 9 drivers on the racetrack at the moment, so that's nice to see. Last time around we saw some harsh battling between Michael Martin, Chris Vella and Michael Butler. At the moment I don't see Michael Butler, so perhaps he'll be able to turn up later, or he's not coming today, I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure Chris Vella and Michael Martin will be battling it up between each other once again. Those two were really close to each other last time around and quite enjoying themselves while doing so, I believe. Dean Vella, in the meantime, has managed to put in quite a nice lap time as well, 1 minute 8.6, getting close to that time of Daniel Stremmer as well. And I think he's improving on his lap time in this current lap as well, as he comes down the back straight. And I have to wait and see what he's able to do in this last sector. It's quite a difficult bit of track. You come really quickly into this turn 6 and then turn 7, 8. You have to go quick through there, but also have to make sure you brake in time for turn 9. And you can see those curbs really high. If you go onto them too much, you will lose time. And I think that Vella lost quite a bit of time by touching those curbs a bit too much, coming out of the last corner now. And indeed, that is not an improvement. Close to it though. Still 1 minute 8.75. And then Pinches right now, his first sector was purple, about 3/10 quicker than anybody else on the track. Let's see what he's able to do in that second sector. He's, I think, about going to be improving by 3, maybe 4/10. Once again, Pinches really showing that he's one of the best drivers on the field, if not the best, out on the track today. Coming to the line, I've set it to very quick as well. Purple there, coming to the line, what's it going to be? 1 minute 7.797. Over 7/10 quicker than what Daniel Stremmer was able to do, and that marks the end of the practice session as well. So something that I guess Daniel will be feeling in his gut. He was having the hope that he was getting close to him in qualifying today, but as it is looking now at the end of this practice session, I'm not so sure. Pinches once again looking very, very strong. The rest of the practice session is the practice session is done, so Stremmer has finished in second there. Sheldon Muscat in third, about a 10th behind Daniel Stremmer, so that's quite close still. And Dean Vella in fourth, Alex Live in fifth, then sixth was Nathan Mifsud. He dropped a bit back, but still pretty close between those 3-4 drivers. Also Kirsten Abier quite close, Chris Vella not too far behind them as well, and then a bit of a gap to Michael Martin, but I think he didn't really have the time to set a proper lap time. Now we are going to jump into a qualifying session of 10 minutes. Like I said before, 15 minutes of racing after that qualifying session, so not a very long race time. So I'm pretty sure that the qualifying position is going to be really important here today, especially considering this track is quite narrow. It does have long straights, so I think drivers will be able to at least attempt some moves, but mistakes are easily made, and once they are made, you don't have much time to recover from them because the walls are pretty close or there's grass right around the corner. Now drivers are out on the track for their qualifying runs. I believe Dean Vella is the first driver out in the train. He will be the first driver to start his lap and then also set a lap time, of course. will be interesting to see how this mid-pack, I wouldn't be saying mid-pack, but it's more like everybody except Adam, how close they can get to each other and who's going to end up on top. Salströmer is one of the favorites for that second position, of course. But it would be nice to see somebody else up there today. Perhaps this guy, Dean Vella. He's definitely been doing well in the series as well. Getting a podium last time around. Now turning into the first corner for the first time in this qualifying session. Looking good through there so far. Braking for the chicane. Ooh, a bit harsh over the first curbs. Bounces the car. And then has to wait to get onto the throttle now. Turn 4 pretty clean. You want to get a good exit because that straight is long. All the speed, the momentum that you can take with you out of the corner, you want to take with you to get as much top speed coming into this turn 6, braking and turning at the same time. Difficult corner, a lot of speed involved. You also need to make sure you brake in time for turn 9. Turning it in, hitting the inside apex slightly, not too much because it's a high curb as well. Through turn 10, coming up to 11. Again, a corner that's gonna ask a lot of that right or left front tire. And then the final corner exiting onto the start-finish straight. Let's see what Dean Vella is able to do in this first qualifying lap. It's a 1 minute 9.4 and Adam Pinches behind that is going to set a 1 minute 8.19. So not as close as he was in practice. Not as quick as he was in practice, but still a really nice lap time from Adam Pinches. Dean Vella behind Alex Life. Now Nathan Mifsud able to get in between that gap as well with a 1 minute 8.9. All pretty close to each other here. Alex Life was able to take 2 podiums earlier. Ooh, Alex, just watching on board with him, very aggressive over the curbs in turns 2 and 3 and almost lost the car there because of it. So I'm thinking that this lap won't be much of an improvement, but let's stick with him as he comes into turn 6. Of course, not everything is won or lost in that first sector. Ooh, a bit of understeer as he comes into turn 9. It's gonna hurt his exit there a little bit. Coming into turn 11. I think he's setting himself up for another lap. Second sector not too bad. But again, not the greatest either. And Sheldon Muscat has improved himself up to P2. 1 minute 8.690. Nice lap time from him. Alex Life is again setting himself up for another lap. Drifting it into turn 1 there. Quite a nice line, I would say. I'm not sure if it's the quickest, but if it helps him. Ooh, and once again into turn 4 there. A bit too much and into the wall he goes. That's his qualifying lap over there. Then Strömer at the moment down in P4. The 1 minute 8.9. Not really able to find the pace in the car at the moment. Of course, P4 is not the worst spot to be in, but still we've seen him consistently be able to get second places in qualifying and in the race. I would assume that he is able to do so today again, but at the moment he is struggling. Looking strong though through the second sector. I think he's looking to improve by about 3-4 tenths. Coming out of the final corner, let's see, over start finish. He comes. What is it going to be? Yes, there we go. 1 minute 8.541. Getting to that second place just about 2 tenths quicker than Sheldon Muscat. So still pretty close for that second, third, fourth, fifth, and I would also say 6th place. About 2 tenths improvement for Dean Vella could mean he moves himself up to 4th instead of 6th. So that would be where he's aiming for, I would think. Adam Pinches, he's of course still going at it. Improved his fastest lap time to a 1 minute 8.0. currently on an outlap. Sheldon Muscat, he is on a improvement in the first sector, I think. As we come down the back straight, let's see what he's able to do. First sector indeed, purple even, 30.7. Coming into turn 6, misses the inside apex there a little bit. Ooh, has to take a lot of curb there, that's not gonna hurt. Oof. And into the wall he goes. That's definitely not the way you want to go into that section of track. And definitely a shame for Sheldon, as he was very quick through that first sector. Just a bit of understeer there coming into turn 6 and then hitting the inside apex of turn 7. Just threw the car out onto the grass, and his qualifying lap over. 3 minutes to go in the session now. So all drivers have about 3 attempts left, I would say. Dean Vella is looking strong in the first and second sector. Same for Chris Vella. Here we go, Dean Vella on P4 right now. 1 minute 8.7. Nice improvement from him. Chris Vella is also looking to improve by quite a bit. I think his first sector was good for about 3/10. Now coming out of the final corner, Chris Vella is coming across the line. He'll be improving a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough to gain a position. No, it's not indeed. So he's going to have to try again. A lot of drivers on the outlaps right now. Sheldon Muscat is just starting another hot lap. We saw he was very strong in the first sector just a minute ago. Let's see if he can repeat that pace in that first sector. Breaking into turn 4 on the power. Ooh, hits the outside wall. That's not going to help you. And loses a lot of time because of it. Maybe even some damage on the car. With about 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining, he'll be able to do just one other lap after this one. This is the point where he struggles quite a lot. You can see the understeer coming into turn 6 and then just trying to make sure you don't hit that inside curb of turn 7 too much. Now setting himself up for another attempt. Ooh, very sideways across the final corner there. Again, a bit too much curb. And that's going to hurt this run up to turn 1 a little bit. At the top, Stramer not looking very quick through his first sector. And Adam Pinches perhaps might be able to improve. Stramer is going to need almost 5/10 to improve on his lap time. Pinches very aggressive through that turn 6, 7, 8 there. Now has a driver in front of him. I believe that's Nathan Mifsud. It's a bit unfortunate for Pinches, but of course, Mifsud has all the right to finish his qualifying lap. The timer has run out. Pinches, I don't think, will be improving. And Daniel Stramer, I believe, won't be either. He's still on the lap, so might be able to find some time. Sheldon Muscat, end of his qualifying session as well. Just in front of Dean Vella, who's not going to improve a qualifying lap again. Alex Life too far behind that as well. Kirsten Abier is done with qualifying as well. Nathan Mifsud in P7 done as well. And it's just waiting for Daniel Stramer to get to the line. But I don't think he's going to be able to find it. No, indeed he won't. So that's the end of the qualifying session. Once again, Adam Pinches on pole position with about half a second to spare to Daniel Stramer. We're going to go for a small advertisement break. So make sure you grab yourself a cup of coffee. We will be right back in about 7 minutes time.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome to our Wave Italy Professional Training Center. Passion, full dedication, professional competence are the key points that move me and my team day by day in the effort to deliver the best driving simulation experience. As many of you already know, our technical and R&D headquarters is in Maranello.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're jumping straight into the race session here. We've got 6 lights, Adam Pinches on pole position. And we are racing. It's a good start for Pinches. Daniel Sturmer trying to have a good run into turn 1, but he's going to have the outside. That's not going to work. Ooh, one driver very fast into that first corner and takes a lot of drivers with him in the braking zone. Bit of carnage in the back there. Let's see, the top 3 still intact. The Pinches, Daniel Sturmer and Sheldon Muscat went through that very cleanly, but not sure who that was that missed this braking point, but definitely a lot of cars will have damage there. Let's focus on the front for now, though. Sturmer is going to have to try and put pressure on Adam Pinches to make sure he doesn't run away too quickly. Remember, Pinches, if Pinches wins this race, then he is the champion. So Daniel Sturmer, if he wants to have any chance whatsoever to get that nice prize, that Wave Impetus Simpedal Pro set worth 1,500 euros, then he needs to win this race. It's the only way that he has a fighting chance anymore. Sheldon Muscat in 3rd. He's going to have to make sure that he gets through this race cleanly. Well, let's see now the first lap done. We can see what the damage is. Josh Martin, he is out of the race. And let's see. Christian Abia all the way down the back. Dean Vella dropped back with that incident at the start. Alex Live in 7th. Nathan Mifsud now battling with Chris Vella, who got through there quite nicely. Same goes for Michael Martin, up to P4 at the moment. Those two we saw battling a lot in the last round. They were pretty close to each other, and I think they will find each other once again here on track. Vella is starting to be caught up by Nathan Mifsud. We've seen that Chris isn't the fastest driver here. Qualifying, of course, proves that. Ooh, and Sheldon Muscat must have had some sort of mistake, because he's dropped back down to 4th. Michael Martin now in 3rd place. Really nice position for Michael Martin to be in. Now Mifsud is catching up to to Chris Vella, sorry. And Sheldon Muscat dropping back into the clinches of Chris Vella right now as well. Perhaps some damage on the car for Sheldon Muscat. Maybe a bit of a mistake last lap. Definitely lost quite a bit of time. The gap already at the front. 1.6 seconds between Pinches and Sturmer. I think this is once again going to be a difficult race for Sturmer to win. Pinches just is an alien in this car at the moment. Really, really quick during qualifying, during the race, not making any mistakes. Now P4, P5, Sheldon Muscat, Chris Vella, close to each other. Late braking from Vella coming into turn 1 there, locking the inside tires a little bit, but getting closer to Sheldon Muscat, who in his turn is also not too far back from Michael Martin as well. It's getting pretty close with Nathan Mifsud right behind them as well. This is going to be turning into an interesting battle. Remember, it's a pretty short race, only 15 minutes, and 5 minutes have already passed, or 4 minutes. We're in the 5th minute right now. The gap at the front already 2.5 seconds. Ooh, somebody has made a mistake there. That's Michael Martin on the grass. Now that's allowed Sheldon Muscat and Chris Vella to get past. Same goes for Nathan. That's a big shame for Michael Martin. He was in a really nice position there in P3. Now down to 6th position already. Strömer 4 seconds almost already behind Pinches. We've only done a few laps, guys. Pinches running away with it at the moment. This battle for P3 is going to turn out pretty interesting though. Nathan Mifsud is just a little bit too far away from Chris Vella, I think, to really take advantage of the slipstream. Chris Vella using the Ford, Nathan Mifsud using the Holden. You're breaking into turn 6, both of them running slightly wide onto the curb there. A bit of a better run for Mifsud there, but their lap times so far looking pretty identical. Out of the final corner they come across start-finish line once again, with 9 minutes left on the clock. Hard braking into turn 1 for both of them as well. Ooh, Chris Vella runs wide there. That's going to allow Nathan Mifsud to go right past. Mistake from Vella that allowed Nathan Mifsud to take that 4th place away. And now a slowdown as well for Chris Vella, I believe. It's going to lose him even more time. And Michael Martin behind him is catching up quickly as well. And Nathan Mifsud, he's going to put his eyes on that podium position, of course, of Sheldon Muscat. Ooh, as I say that, Sheldon is going to run wide at turn 9. And now has a slowdown as well. That's surely going to allow Nathan Mifsud. Yes, indeed, Nathan Mifsud gets past and takes 3rd place. Basically gets 2 positions in 1 lap there. Really nice job from Nathan Mifsud, taking advantage of the mistake from both Sheldon Muscat and Chris Vella and putting himself on the podium for now. He has finished once on the podium before. And I'm sure he'll be very happy to do that once again here today. Now Muscat will be trying to find his way back into this battle, of course. But his lap time, last time, of course, with that mistake, wasn't what you want to be seeing, of course. Now, a bit further down the back, Michael Martin has dropped down all the way to 8th. Remember, he was in 3rd after the 2nd lap, I believe. And now, basically second to last. Kirsten Abier is the only one that's further back from that. I think he had the biggest damage from that incident in turn 1. Alright, Alex Live is starting to catch up to Chris Vella as well in P6. Mifsud is starting to make a bit of a gap to Sheldon Muscat, trying to increase that to almost 3.5 seconds right now. Strömer is about 5 seconds back of Adam Pinches in the meantime. It's gonna be looking like a very dominant display once again from Pinches, with about 6.5 minutes to go in this race. Mifsud a bit wiggly into turn 9 there. He's got to watch out. Muscat is still close enough to at least make or take advantage from any mistake that Nathan makes. So he has to be very careful. Ooh, and Chris Vella has gotten a slowdown once again. And that's allowed Alex Life to go up to P5 there. Vella definitely struggling with this car. And this track perhaps, like I said in qualifying, these curbs are really high. If you touch them too much, your car's gonna get bounced away off the track in some cases even. And we've seen it happen to Chris Vella quite a bit too much. Strömer now, for him, it's just a question of what am I going to do to try and get closer to Pinchas. I don't think he can really do much then. Just stay consistent. Make sure you don't make any mistakes now. In case Pinchas does make a mistake, then he can take advantage of that. Oh, Alex Life turned around in turn 14, sorry. Turn 11 it was. And that's lost him a position again to Dean Vella and Chris Vella. Not sure exactly what happened to Life there, but definitely losing a lot of time because of it. Now 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes without mistakes for Pinchas, and then he is the championship and the winner of the Wave Impetus Sim Pedal Pro Set from Wave Italy. Ooh, Daniel Strömer coming into turn 9. Very aggressive, took a lot of curb coming into the braking zone. Luckily managed to get the car stopped in time, otherwise pretty sure would have ended up in the wall. Three and a half minutes to go. And Mifsud, the moment in third place, looking solid. Muscat behind him might be able to get a bit closer, but last lap time was about 4/10 slower, and this one is not going to be much quicker either. I think it's almost a second slower this last lap. That's not true actually, last lap was about the same lap time for Muscat. But still, same lap time is not going to cut it with a gap of 3 seconds between the two. Pinchas still comfortably leading. 7 seconds, over 7 seconds is the gap now between him and Daniel Strömer. The rest of the field also pretty spread out. No close battles going on at the moment. Let's hope nobody makes any more mistakes. We've seen a lot of drivers making them already so far, especially into the braking zone at turn 9. Ooh, Michael Martin struggling a little bit in that braking zone there. Turn 11 catching him out slightly there, but manages to get the car turned around for another time. 1.5 minutes remaining, so I would think it's about 2 laps to go. 2 laps until Pinchas wins this championship. Shot him at Muscat, dropped a bit of time again to Nathan Mifsud. The gap between them is now about 4 seconds, I think. Yep. Last lap of the race, I think, is running, unless Pinches manages to get to the finish line just in time with 35 seconds remaining. It's going to be pretty close, but I think it's not going to be enough. As we come to turns 11, 12 and 13, 11 here. 20 seconds on the clock. I think it's going to be just enough for Pinches to do one other lap. It's going to be very close though. 10 seconds on the clock. And he runs across the line right now. Yes, so 5 seconds too soon for Pinches. He's going to have to do another lap. But I'm sure he's not too disappointed about that. He's got well over 10 seconds, almost 15 seconds to Stremair now. Stremair made a mistake there in this last lap, losing 6 seconds to Adam Pinches. Not exactly sure what happened to Stremair, but it's definitely not what you want to do. Still quite a bit of a gap to Nathan Missoud in front of him, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Sheldon Muscat in P4, also not too far behind, but definitely not close enough to really make any moves here. Now Pinches is coming around the final corner to win once again here at the Wave Italy V8 Championship, and he is crowned the champion, and he will be getting a Wave Impetus Impeller Pro set. Massive job from Adam Pinches, and a extremely dominant season from him. Daniel Stremair finishing in second place. Well fought from him, well driven from him, but it wasn't enough. Nathan Missoud in third, another podium for him. He'll be happy about that. Sheldon Muscat in fourth, Dean Vella in fifth, Chris Vella in sixth, and then Alex Life finishing seventh. Michael Martin coming out of the final corner to finish in eighth, and Kirsten Abier finished in ninth place. Once again, I say this, Pinches, the winner of the championship. What a great achievement from him. Great job. However, there's still one more race to go today, and obviously we've got another race next week. We're gonna go for a short advertisement break before we jump into the second qualifying session. So grab yourself something to drink, maybe something to eat, and then we will be right back.
Hi everybody and a warm welcome to our Wave Italy Professional Training Center. Passion, full dedication, professional competence are the key points that move me and my team day by day in the effort to deliver the best driving simulation experience. As many of you already know, our technical and R&D headquarters is in Maranello, the famous land of motorsport. But today we are in our location in Verona, where we created a new proposal for the training of professional pilots.
Nice to meet you. I am a professional racing driver and professional coach. I was kart world champion in the Endurance Series, and I race and test many different racing cars, including Ferrari Formula 1. I have been working with simulators for years to improve my technique and to train a lot of talented drivers. Now I tell you what we can do for you. Here we have two professional simulators that can work together, so I can help you to simulate some different racing situations, as the start, overtaking different parts of the circuit, how to defend your position, and the most important, how to be consistent under pressure. With our know-how, we have developed the physical model of the vehicles with maximum accuracy. With this training, you will improve your skills and your sensibility. Our tracks are in laser scanning, and we also develop the different weather conditions. We can also work together with our live telemetry. I can watch many data and channels and tell you immediately what is fine and what you have to do better. You can train every day, and I look forward to passing you all my experience to help reach your best results. Remember, great results need hard training. I am ready, and you?
Okay then, thanks for your attention. We are ready to welcome you here. We do our best to have the champion of today and tomorrow. Ciao and see you soon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 6 of the Wave Italy V8 Championship. We are jumping straight into the qualifying section, the second qualifying session of the day. For if you've missed it, the first race of the evening just finished, and the result of that meant Adam Pinches is the champion after winning every single race except for one, so far at least. And he'll be taking home a set of Wave Impetus Simpeller Pro sets. Once again, massive congratulations to him. However, it's not quite done yet. Even though there's no extra prize to be given, there's still some racing to be done here. Second qualifying session is on the way now. The first laps are about to be set, and I'm sure Adam Pinches, even though he's already won, won't be slowing down. He'll be wanting to win this next race as well. So, in case you don't know, there's a 10-minute qualifying session, and after this we've got another 15-minute race. And also next week we've got a bit of a special event. Next, we've got the 90 minutes of endurance at Bathurst. And of course, Bathurst is one of the most famous tracks of Australia. Mount Panorama, especially one of the most favorite tracks to look at and commentate on. I'm not so sure about driving, it's a lot of fun if you keep it out of the walls. But let's focus on the qualifying session here. For now, Pinches at the moment on his first flying lap, about to finish it, coming out of the final corner. Expect nothing less from him as he's coming across the line to set a 1 minute 8.173. I believe his qualifying time last time around was a 1 minute 7, not 1 minute 8.0. In practice last time around, he was able to do a 1 minute 7. So just a quick run down the points now after that first race. Pinches 220 points, a 50-point gap to Daniel Stromaer with 170 points, considering there's only 2 races to go, and 25 points awarded to the winner. Even if Adam Pinches DNFs both of those races and Daniel Stromaer wins both of those races, they'll be equal on points then, but Pinches has won a lot more races than Stromaer, so then the championship win consequently goes to Pinches. Then Sheldon Muscat is in third with a gap of 78 points to Stromaer. Mifsud behind that with 88 points, so it's still pretty close between those two. That third place in the championships can still be decided between Muscat and Mifsud, and Vela also only 1 point behind Mifsud with 87 points in fifth. Alex Live not too far behind with 75. Kirsten Abier with 71 in seventh. And then Ross McFarlane, who hasn't been driving for some time, in eighth. Michael Martin in ninth with 52 points. So not sure if he will be able to really fight for the top 5 anymore. But definitely the top 3 to top 5 is going to be interesting to watch during this final 2 races. Qualifying, indeed, Pinches has been able to do a really nice lap time. 1 minute 7.681, almost a second quicker than Daniel Stromaer. Pinches just showing off a little bit more that he is indeed the champion today. 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Let's see if Stromaer can get any closer to Pinches. Now, of course, that second place can also still go to Dean Vella, Nathan Mifsud, or Sheldon Muscat. We've seen those 3 guys be pretty close to each other during those during the first race and also during the first qualifying session. Now Vella is looking to improve on his lap time. His first sector was quicker than what Daniel Stromaer was able to do. He's now coming into turn 9, braking hard. Looking very nice through there. Hitting the inside apex nicely onto the power. Not too much curb. Let's see what he's able to do in these final few corners. He's coming out of turn 12 onto the start-finish rate. He's gonna need about 2/10 to take that position from Stromaer. Coming to the line now, what is it going to be? Ooh, very close, 1 minute 8.622. Only 11 thousandths of a second between him and Stromaer, so he's gonna have to go back to the pits, fill the tank back up with fuel and try again. But I'm sure Stromaer will be trying to defend that second place as well. Nathan Mifsud also exiting the pit lane right now. He will be going for another try. Sheldon Muscat is on a lap coming into turn 9 right now. But his first sector wasn't the best, even though he ran a bit deep in turn 9 there. looking to improve quite a bit on his lap. Now out of the final corner, a lot of curb from Muscat. We've seen Muscat do this quite often now, both in the first qualifying session and in the first race, that he just touches those curbs a little bit too much, loses the control of the car almost because of it, and also really loses the control of the car because of it, losing places consequently. He needs to be careful with those curbs. Daniel Strömer there, improving on his final sector in his outlap. In the outlap is not going to mean much, of course, but maybe he will get a bit of a better run into turn 1. Now, a bit squirmy there into turn 4. Lost quite a bit of time there, I think. Looking at the delta, he's almost half a second off. Yeah, that first sector almost half a second slower than what he can do. At least what I know he can do. 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session, so there's about 2 attempts left for most drivers. Dean Vella also still really close to Daniel Strömer. He only needs a blink of an eye to take that second position, to start on that first starting row next to Adam Pinches. Pinches in the meantime is also looking for an improvement, at least purple in the second sector. Let's see what he is able to do on this final straight. Not an improvement for him, but very close to doing so. Another 1 minute 7. The only driver so far that's been able to do 1 minute 7s. Dean Vella coming across the line. Not improving. Getting close to his own lap time, but it's not enough for an improvement. Less than a minute to go, so most drivers are on their final attempts, or are starting their final attempts. Sheldon Muscat has crossed the line now. I think he's one of the drivers that can do a really quick lap time, but just doesn't have the consistency to really put the lap together in the end. Let's see what he's able to do though. Muscat coming into turn 4, sliding it in there a little bit. That's not gonna help him. Still manages to stay close to his own delta. First sector 31.0, not the worst we've seen. Also still a bit of what Daniel Strömer and Adam Pinches are doing consistently into turn 9. That looks nice, and ooh, that doesn't look nice. Again, a bit too much of that inside curb and runs wide onto the outside curb. That's the end of qualifying for Sheldon Muscat. Curbs definitely showing to be the Achilles heel of Sheldon Muscat a little bit. Nathan Mifsud is looking to improve on his lap time. Does he have enough time to get back to the start-finish line though? It's about 2/10, 3/10 up on his own time. No, he doesn't have enough time. Unfortunate for him, but that's the end of qualifying. And Adam Pinches, the champion of the series, starting on pole position once again. Daniel Strömer next to him. Dean Vella in third place. Sheldon Muscat in fourth. Nathan Mifsud will be starting in fifth. Chris Vella starting in sixth. And then Alex Live in seventh. Kirsten Abier in eighth. Michael Martin in ninth. And Michael Butler also showed up to his race. Wasn't able to do the first race here today, but nice that he's able to do the second one. We've seen some nice battling between him and the other Michael Martin. So now it's just waiting a little bit more for the race to start. 15 minutes of racing once again. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to take that third place again. Very close between Strömer, Dean Vella, Sheldon Muscat, Nathan Mifsud, Chris Vella. There's only about half a second between the 5 of them. Let's hope everything goes well into turn 1 this time around. In the first race, we saw somebody, I'm still not exactly sure who it was, somebody totally missing his braking point and hitting quite a few drivers into the back there. It was Christian Abier, actually, being told there by race control. So unfortunate to see that happen. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Of course, mistakes can happen. Everybody makes them sometimes. But mistakes are also there to be learned from, of course. So let's hope Kirsten learned. And we'll be braking in time this time around. Drivers will be lining up on the grid right now, getting ready, making sure they've got the right fuel in the car, making sure they've got the right setup. And then preparing themselves for the start of the race. Now, once again, this race doesn't really have anything to win for, as Pinches is already crowned the champion. He will be going home with the Wave Impetus Sim Pedal Pro. But the second race is about to go down. We're waiting for the lights to come up. We've got 6 of them. As they are coming on, we are racing for the second race of round 6 of the Wave Italy V8 Championship. Strömer has got a nice start there, but Pinches got a good run as well. He'll be able to defend his position from Strömer a bit further down the back. It's all squirmy with Nathan Mifsud, Chris Vella, Alex Live, Kirsten Abier close to each other. Alex Live, who's that? Michael Martin losing quite a bit of positions, now spinning around even. And he is going to be losing his place. Now Nathan Mifsud is challenging Dean Vella, who's lost a few positions already in the first couple of corners. Nathan Mifsud around the outside. Is that going to work? No, late braking for Dean Vella is going to allow him first into turn 6. Who's going to get the better braking to turn 9. Seems that a bit of a wide exit there from Dean Vella, but manages to get the car turned around. Alex Live is now battling with Michael. No, who's that? Ooh, a bit of a contact there with Kirsten Abier and Alex Live. Chris Vella right in front of them as well, so pretty close between these two. These 3, I should say. Dean Vella has made a bit of a gap to Nathan Mifsud. Gap between Pinches and Strömer already 7.5 tenths. Chris Vella is going to try and move into the chicane. Had a look there, but decided to not really take it. Ooh, now Michael Butler ran wide into the wall there on the exit of turn 3. Ooh, and now also loses the car under acceleration into the wall he goes. That's definitely not going to help your lap time, and Michael Martin gets past him there as well. Michael Butler definitely not having the best of races there and goes back into the pit lane even. Now Alex Live is really close to the back of Sheldon Muscat, and Nathan Mifsud right behind that as well. Kirsten Abier not too far behind in 7th. This back for 4th or maybe even 3rd place with Dean Vella. It's gonna turn out to be quite interesting. All of them braking hard, staying in line. No moves made in the braking zone there. Everybody through turn 4 cleanly. Now let's see if somebody has a nice slipstream. I think they're all just a little bit too far back from each other to really try and take a slipstream, take the tow to make a move into turn 6, perhaps. And we've seen a lot of these drivers make mistakes. So just gonna have to wait for one of them to perhaps make one, and then the rest to capitalize on that mistake. Sheldon Muscat has become a bit notorious for taking a bit too much curb sometimes and losing control of the car. Now Sheldon Muscat, he's gonna be trying to make a move on Nathan Mifsud. He's getting the slipstream. Coming into turn 1 now. Late braking for the both of them. But Mifsud defending the position nicely there. Alex Live behind them, just waiting to see if he can take opportunity from any mistakes. Nathan Mifsud takes a nice exit there. Gets a bit of a gap between him and Muscat. Hard braking into turn 9. Muscat had a little bit of a look. Alex Live as well, really close to the back of Sheldon Muscat. Is he going to try it around the outside, coming into turn 11? That's not going to work. Had to back out of it there. Now perhaps if he gets a bit better exit out of that final corner, might be able to try and go for a move. Braking hard into turn 1. Those three really close to each other still. Into the chicane of them. The chicane they go. I should say, sorry. Nathan Mifsud. Not as good of an exit he had last time. Muscat is now a bit closer. Perhaps he'll be able to take even more of that slipstream. Alex Live a bit further back this time around. In the braking though, we've seen that Sheldon is quite powerful. Super runs a little bit wide. They're braking into turn 9. Muscat goes wide. That's gonna allow Sheldon up the inside. Side by side now coming into turn 11. Who's gonna be the one that brakes latest? Side by side wheel banging there into turn 11. Now, is there going to be room for Mifsud on the outside? Yes, there is. Side by side coming out of the final corner. Alex Live is trying to find a way that he can get past these two drivers. Side by side across this start-finish straight. And Muscat has to back out of it. At the inside line though. Now Alex Live is going to try and go the outside of the chicane. That's not going to work. Surely. Indeed, has to back out of it. And now also Kirsten Abier has caught up right to the back of Alex Live. Really close battle forming between this top 5 all the way from Mifsud down to Kirsten Abier in 7th. 8.5 minutes to go in the race. So still a lot of time to try and make up any positions. This time around through turn 9, Mifsud did get the braking right. Ooh, Alex Live has made a mistake. Together with Kirsten Abier, perhaps. No, Kirsten is already in the start-finish, right? Not sure exactly what happened to Live there, but dropping down even behind Chris Vella now. Definitely not what you want to see happening to Alex Live. He was so close to battling for that 5th place. Now having to concede 2 positions. Ooh, Kirsten Abier has made a mistake as well. Turn 4 there. And almost collecting Alex Live on his exit, but definitely a few mistakes being made here by the drivers, Kirsten Abier and Alex Live in particular. That's allowed Chris Vella up to P6. Ooh, Sheldon Muscat made a mistake as well into turn 9. Everything's happening at the same time here. Gone a little bit wide there and had a slowdown because of it, I believe. Yes, having to slow the car down quite a lot, and the gap between him and Missoud increasing rapidly right now, giving Missoud quite a bit of breathing space now. In the meantime, Dean Vella is comfortably on that podium position in P3. About 3 seconds between him and Daniel Strummer. Strummer about 5 seconds behind Pinches. Pinches once again looking to be unbeatable. At this point, to be fair, I would expect nothing less from Adam Pinches. Well, the gaps now stretch out a little bit because of those mistakes by the drivers. Closest battle is between Chris Vella and Alex Live. Alex Live starting to catch up to Chris Vella. Is he though? Last lap was a bit slower because of that mistake. Chris Vella still has quite a bit of pace in that car left. 5.5 minutes to go in the race. Last time around was a little bit quicker than Chris Vella, so he caught up slightly. Really enough to get close enough to grab that slipstream from Chris Vella. He's gonna have to try a little bit harder. In the meantime, Pinches is still putting fastest lap after fastest lap. He's just pushing that car to the limit, to be honest. Here we go once again, 1 minute 7.6. Almost as quick as his qualifying lap, maybe even quicker. I believe it's even quicker than his qualifying lap. Yes, his qualifying lap was a 1 minute 7.681. And just did a 1 minute 7.610. So Pinches definitely proving that he is the worthy champion. Extremely powerful performance by Adam Pinches here once again today. Alex Live once again a bit quicker than Chris Vella last time around, closing that gap down to about 1.5 to 2 seconds. The front, Dean Vella also still comfortably in that third place. Nathan Missoud is starting to catch up slightly, ever so slightly. But it's not really enough that he's looking to be catching him by the end of the race, unless one of them finds, or at least if Nathan finds a lot of time, or Dean Vella makes a big mistake. Of course, Dean will be looking to get another podium position after he finished third place as well last week in the second race. Nathan would want another podium. He's already got 2 now. Third wouldn't hurt, of course. Alex Live now really starting to get closer to Chris Vella. Perhaps with about 2, maybe 3 laps to go in this race. We'll be close in that final lap. Who's that? Sheldon Muscat in front of them also has made a mistake somewhere. Once again, Muscat very sensitive to those curbs probably. And losing a bit of time because of it. Chris Vella is now starting to close in on him. It's important to not make any mistakes now, of course. About 2 minutes to go. I would say there's 2 more laps to go. Ooh, Chris Vella made the mistake. Too much curb, I think. Hit the outside curb on the exit of turn 3. And that's lost him the position to Alex Live. And also gave Sheldon Muscat a bit more breathing room. Probably also some damage on the car of Chris Vella. Nathan Mifsud. You can still see Dean Vella. He's not so far back, about 3 seconds. But considering that you're about to get into the final lap of the race, I don't think it's going to be enough for Mifsud to try and challenge Vella for that podium position. Michael Martin and Kirsten Abier are close to each other. Kirsten actually got past Michael Martin that last lap. Michael perhaps making a mistake somewhere. Now Pinches is coming across the line with again about 5 seconds spare. So 1 more lap to go on this race. Final race of the day. Final lap of the day. Currently still Pinches leading. Strummer in second and Dean Vella in third place. With Mifsud trying to chase him down. Chess coming into the turn 9 section for the final time. Ooh, makes a little bit of a mistake there even. Almost runs wide into the grass. Manages to keep the car well under control. He's got enough room to play with 14 seconds of a gap between him and Daniel Schemmer. He's coming across the final corner to take victory once again. The champion of the Wave Italy V8 Championship proves once again he's the quickest driver on track and wins the second race of round 6 here at Sandown Raceway. Great performance once again by Adam Pinches. Strummer finishing second once again. He's been doing so quite a lot. So I'm sure he's used to it right now. But Dean Vella finishing in third place on the podium for the second time this season. You'll be happy about that. Nathan Mifsud unfortunately not close enough to get another one. Sheldon Muscat in 5th. Great job from him. Alex Live in 6th after that mistake. Dropping down to 6th place. Definitely a shame for him. Perhaps he will be... He would have wanted more. Now Chris Vella in 7th. Kirsten Abier in 8th. Michael Martin doing some donuts after finishing in 9th. And Michael Butler in P10. Now I believe we are going to jump into the interview section. Of course, once again, starting it off with Adam Pinches. First of all, obviously a massive congratulations because according to my calculations, you've definitely won the championship now. How does it feel, Adam?
Hello guys. Yeah, it feels good to be a champion. We worked quite hard to achieve this goal, and finally I managed to win it. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. I would think so. Now the 2 races today, both of them won by quite a big margin. How did the car feel?
Yeah, it felt alright. Me and Martin managed to get the car get a good setup again, and then yeah, basically just I just focused on the start to get a good start, and yeah, after that I just managed to not hit any big curb and just land it on the wall. But I managed to avoid those. So yeah, it was good to race it.
Yeah, great job once again. Now, quick question: considering you will win those nice pedals from Wave Italy, the Wave into Simpler Pro sets, just wondering what kind of setup do you have right now?
I have a Fanatec CSL Elite load cell pedals. So yeah, it's quite good. But
Alright.
yeah, definitely the Wave Italy pedals are much more
Yeah,
much more better.
I would think so. So I'm sure you're really happy about winning those.
Yes.
Now, looking forward to Bathurst. Of course, you've already won the championship, but I guess you'll still fight hard to win that race once again.
Yep, for sure. I actually know the track quite well. Of course, not in Assetto Corsa, but in other sims I already raced there a couple of times. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, hopefully I will manage to win that as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining us in the commentary booth. Once again, big congratulations on that championship win.
Thank you very much.
So moving on to Daniel. Daniel, once again, 2 second places. I guess pretty straightforward races for you as well. At a big gap to Adam in front and also quite a big margin to the guys behind you. How was your day today?
Yeah, hello everyone. It went not as expected. Second place is of course quite good, but of course I wanted 1 or 2 wins, but I didn't like the track, to be honest. There are high curbs and you really have to avoid some of them, and the car didn't feel very good, to be honest. So I'm a bit disappointed.
Yeah, I can understand that. We saw quite a few drivers struggling with those curbs, just taking a little bit too much of them and then losing the control of the car. Looking forward to next week, Bathurst. It's going to be a longer race, of course, 90 minutes. What are your feelings on the track and on the longer race format?
I know Bathurst. It's quite a fun track, but you also have to be cautious to not hit any wall. I think I would like the 90 minutes format. It will be a very nice race.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out quite nice as well. Let's hope we'll see some nice racing there as well. Once again, thank you for joining us in the interview booth, and nice job on finishing second once again.
Thank you very much. I would like to say thank you to our engineer, Nick, who tried to help me at this track, but unfortunately it didn't work quite well. But still, thank you to him.
Yeah, thank you. Then moving on to the third place finisher of the first race, Nathan Misut. A second podium of the season. Are you happy with that?
I'm quite happy. I was actually expecting a podium because in turn 1 I'm not sure what happened, but I'm very happy with P3 and P4.
Yeah, how did the car feel on the track today? We of course heard from the 2 drivers of Adam and Daniel already that the curbs definitely were things to avoid. How did you manage that?
The curbs were a problem in some corners, but I mostly managed throughout the race. I kept a constant pace throughout. There were some curbs that I took a bit wrong, but I managed to correct them and without.
Yeah, good job on that. Looking forward to next week, Bathurst, the 90-minute race. What are your feelings on that race and the track, of course?
Yes, definitely looking forward. It's the only track that I know by heart. It's a difficult track because there was pretty much on either side of the track, so one mistake and the race is over. But I'm pretty sure it will be a fun.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's going to be difficult for the drivers to keep their composure for the longer race as well, of course, but it's going to be a really fun race to watch at least. Yeah, thanks Nathan for joining us in the commentary booth, and congrats on that second podium position for you, and thank you for joining. So then moving on to the second podium, or the second race, third place finisher, Dean Vella. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
How did your races go today?
Second race was quite straightforward. Just had to keep the pace to a decent level and get P3. First race was a bit clumsy. I got punted off turn 1 and I had to fight back through the field, so that was a bit challenging, quite a bit annoying, but still it's a decent position to be in.
Yeah, definitely great job by doing so, of course. How did you feel about the track with the higher curbs? Like we said already before, drivers struggling with that quite a lot.
Yeah, it was quite tricky actually, especially there's the fast straight, and then there's the bendy bit afterwards, which is quite high speed. If you catch the curve at a bad angle, you could basically just fly off. So yeah, it was quite challenging.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bathurst next week. What are your feelings about that?
Yeah, definitely. A nice change of pace from the quick sprint races we've been having. So yeah, definitely excited for that.
All right. Yeah, looking forward to it as well. And thank you for joining us in the commentary booth for your interview. So I think that's going to be about it for us here at World Pro Racing today. What a day it has been once again. Championship has been decided, has been won by Adam Pinches. Once again, a very, very big congratulations from us at World Pro Racing. My name has been Felix van Delft. The broadcast was made possible by Justin Mifsud. Race control, race direction was done by Adrian Figallo, and the stewarding by George Muscat. Now, I will hope to see everybody of you watching back again next week. We will be doing a 90-minute race at the beautiful Mount Panorama track at Bathurst. Definitely one of the most exciting races, I think, of the season. And I'm sure that the drivers will give us a bit of a show there as well. But for now, it is time to close it off. This broadcast was brought to you by Raceline TV and powered by Melita and Racestream.io. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next week, same time, same place. Until then, goodbye.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome to our Wave Italy Professional Training Center. Passion, full dedication, professional competence are the key points that move me and my team day by day in the effort to deliver the best driving simulation experience. As many of you already know, our technical and R&D headquarters is in Maranello, the famous land of motorsport. But today we are in our location in Verona, where we created a new proposal for the training of professional pilots.
Nice to meet you. I am a professional racing driver and professional coach. I was kart world champion in the endurance series and they race and test many different racing cars, including Ferrari Formula 1. I have been working with simulators for years to improve my technique and to train a lot of talented drivers. Now I tell you what we can do for you. Here we have two professional simulators that can work together, so I can help you to simulate some different racing situations, as the start, overtaking different parts of the circuit, how to defend your position, and the most important, how to be consistent under pressure. With our know-how, we have developed the physical model of the vehicles with maximum accuracy. With this training, you will improve your skills and your sensibility. Our tracks are in laser scan, and we also develop the different weather conditions. We can also work together with our live telemetry. I can watch many data and channels and tell you immediately what is fine and what you have to do better. You can train every day, and I look forward to passing you all my experience to help reach your best results. Remember, great results need hard training. I am ready, and you?
Okay then, thanks for your attention. We are ready to welcome you here. We do our best to have the champion of today and tomorrow. Ciao and see you soon.
I know you've got a secret like a child, you wanna keep it, but your shiny eyes reveal the simple truth.
For only €5 a month, experience every high-definition moment on your TV, tablet, phone or PC. Great teams, great moments, and so much more. TSN from Melita is your ticket to stay in the game. Visit melita.com/sports.